Thanks for joining us tonight. We are following the fallout from the sweeping global tariffs and mayhem on the U.S. stock market. Thanks for joining us. I'm Julie Nelson.
And I'm Lauren Lemanchek. As the markets closed less than 2 hours ago, all three major indexes experienced their worst one-day drawdowns in years. Here's a look at the closing numbers. The S&P fell 4.8%. The NASDAQ dropped 6%, both their worst since 2020. The Dow lost more than 1,600 points, a drop of 4%. It's the worst sell-off there since 2022. Chris Hrabsky is now checking on which sectors got hit the hardest today. Chris?
Yeah, most of them. About 4 and 5 stocks in the S&P 500 saw red today. The S&P 500, the 500 largest publicly traded companies in the U.S., they dropped almost 5% today, as you said, sending it into correction territory, and it is now down 12% from its last high. You can see, well, you can't see it in this graph. This is a 2-day graph. But February was the last high, and it's down 12%. So it is the worst single trading day for that index since June of 2020. Multinational companies like Nike, see on the left there, and Apple dropped 14 and 9% respectively as investors pull away from companies heavily invested in international supply chains and hence facing massive tariffs. The vast majority of Apple's manufacturing comes from China, India, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Vietnam. Now, just within the last half hour, President Trump answered questions on Air Force One regarding the markets and his tariffs.
You know, we've lost 90,000 plants since NAFTA, if you think of that. 90,000, it's not even believable. And about 6 million jobs. And so it was a sick patient. It went through an operation on Liberation Day. And it's going to be a booming country.
So he's talking about the idea of getting manufacturing, getting things made back in the United States. A few winners today, though. Healthcare stocks and food and grocery companies did well, too. I'll break down some of that at 6 o'clock. But altogether, stocks lost about $3.1 trillion in value today. And the question that I've read many analysts discuss today is whether these tariffs will force these giant companies to invest and build new factories and infrastructure inside the U.S. at what cost. It's a move that takes years and a lot of capital to do.
Yeah, this story is one that has all kinds of angles, and we don't know how it's going to eventually play out, but great recap of the day today. Thank you, Chris.